What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday, Thirsty Thursday here. It's been a week, I'll tell you what. Should have a little bit of fun lined up for this evening's stream. I got Marty coming in from Whiskey Nose. I'm going to drink the two new bottles from EverNorth. These were just made available local, so I picked them up the other day from one of the local shops. So I'll get into those, and that's actually be what tonight's giveaway is. I'm going to give away 3 sets of samples of each of the 2 EverNorth releases, and this is the Spirit Walker 4 and the Night Stalker 4. So we'll get into that. Marty's got a blind lined up for me in his pretty blue sample bottles. I don't know if you can see that in the light. We did these. I've been sitting on it for a minute. We're going to get into it tonight. It's been a while since I've done a blind. I'm usually the one sending them out, and tonight I'll be on the hot seat and see how this plays out. Before we bring Marty on, just say hello to a few of you guys that were hanging out before we got started here. Cheers, Randall. What's going on, buddy? Top Jimmy, who I'm informed was recently knighted. Sir Jim, to the rest of us peasants, I suppose. Let's see. Doug Papa, what is going on, Doug? Doug, I'm still working my way through some of those samples that you sent me. The ones that I've had so far have been really awesome, so I appreciate that, buddy. Roger Reese, what's going on, my friend? Trey Larkin. Bourbon Dan in the house, one of our newest Patreon members. Good to have you in here, Dan. Liz B. What's going on, Liz? Cheers, everyone. Sipping on the ambrosia. All right. So see if I pick up some of the same notes as you here when I get into this one here in just a moment. But right now, let's bring on there he is.
What's happening, man?
Not a whole lot. We got the unofficial mayor of Whiskey Tube, Marty.
Who, Top Jimmy? My man. You said in the intro you are sipping or have been sipping through some Douglas Papa samples.
Yes.
Dude, I sat down last night and drank all 9 of them. Or 12.
Dude.
I did. During Hello Again Whiskey Friends and then Jason's stream. I just sat up there and it was 4 hours. But, I sit through them, and they were great.
Did you make it through the whole stream?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I made it till about maybe a little after 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I have a hard time staying up, the first few days of the week.
Yeah. I was about to text Minnick 3 times. So, dude, just shut up and drink.
So, when I go to bed, I shut the laptop down. And so when I wake up, and then I set up at my desk in the morning, I was going to catch the rest of it. So when I opened the screen, it's still frozen on the image. But then the chat had gone all the way through to the end. Oh. So I was like, I wonder who won. And then I could see right away.
Oh, you can see congratulations and all that.
Yeah. Oh, well. I did go back and watch the last bit to see how close it was. And congratulations to Darrell. It sounded like Jeff's was a banger as well. So I'm like, that was not far off the mark. And it was interesting to find out what was in those 2 blends.
It wasn't. I mean, he had a very simple deal. What he blended, I can't remember. I think one of them part of it was Green River. And what's funny, last year Jason said he couldn't remember what he won with last year, but I thought I distinctly remember Darrell telling me that he had some Old Carter in it.
Last year, Darrell won, so this was back to back. But last year, I think that the knock was that the stuff that he put in his blend, it was a lot of unicorns, like a couple of Old Carters, maybe. I forget exactly what it was, but like if you looked at the prices of the bottles, if you wanted to recreate his balance, it's going to be a couple of mortgage payments or something. So, props to him for making it a much more simpler blend, because the stuff that was in it is all stuff that you should be able to pick up on most shelves. I think it was like well, I don't know how hard that copper and cask is. Or, is that what it is? Copper and cask? Is that what the main ingredient was?
Yep.
At MGP. I don't know how hard that one is to find, but I know that, the Russell single barrel is a shelfer, as is the Green River Full Proof. So, good on him for, kind of dumbing it down for the rest of us and still being able to.
He did dumb it down and he still won. That's what's crazy. He
exactly.
didn't put $300 bottles in there and smoke everybody's brains out, and there's Tom. What's up, Morrow?
I see a few more people pouring in here. What's going on, Tom?
Pictures. You need to go check out his Facebook page. He's got some killer pictures up right now, by the way.
Gandy Road, what's up, buddy?
Gandy
in the house. Yeah.
Lick the like and like the lick. Joe B, Bourbon Dan.
Yeah, Joe.
I'm catching up. Sorry, I'm scrolling back up.
Scroll wasn't working. It was just kind of holding still.
Yeah,
Jeff Perkins, he was. Jeff, I know you didn't finish in the top 2, but you were definitely in the top, the top 5. Where did you end up? If they even did that, I guess.
I don't remember.
Right. Miss anybody? All right. So I just picked these up late last week. Spoiler alert, I did open them. So I've got some initial thoughts on them, but they're real quick pours at the end of the night. But this first one is the Ambrosia from EverNorth. And I don't know if you remember at the end of last year, they had the one that was called the Cobbler, and that was Spirit Walker 3. And that was the one that was one of my favorites of the year. Yeah. And this seems like it's kind of on that order with the finishes or the combination of finishes. So what this is, I'm going to need the readers here in a minute. You know what? I'm not too proud, Marty.
No, hey, dude.
What's up, the readers?
I'm all over the house, man.
All right. So this is straight bourbon whiskey, finish in peach brandy, Calvados, cherry brandy, cognac, and honey barrels. 53%, so 106 proof. But yeah, that is some combination there. Peach brandy, Calvados, cherry brandy, cognac, and honey barrels. So, must have been almost everything they had sitting out.
And one more time for people that are just jumping in, Tom's giving away, I think, 3 samples of one of each or of both. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll do 3 sets of each for the 3 winners.
That's killer, man.
And if you follow along, they've been putting these out at some of the local stores first. The guys have been running all over the state, dropping these off at some of the local shops, and then I know they did a pretty good size. And they moved a lot of bottles right out of the distillery, and then there's still a ton going up on their Patreon soon. So they did a really big batch of, I think, both of these. So they're getting used to upscaling, it seems. This one, right away, it doesn't smell too sweet, like with all the stuff that I was reading as far as the finishes go. It sounded like this one might be on the sweeter side of things, Marty.
Okay.
I think if anything, I'm getting that Calvados more than anything else. Either the Calvados or the cognac. I'm not getting much cherry or peach or even honey on the nose.
Are you getting a lot of sugar?
No.
That's wild.
All right, so maybe as it sits, pick up a little bit more of that peach. Okay, so it's funny how your brain works. If you tell your brain that it's there, that's the next thing that you smell, right?
Yep, that's it.
It's got a real nice nose.
Well.
All right, so yeah, I think on the first impression is I think it's that cognac coming through because it is a little bit hot at first, and then it softens up as it kind of works your way through the mid to the back palate. Maybe some of that honey kicking in. It does feel a little bit softer as it kind of works its way back. So maybe that's that honey working, and then maybe I think I get a little bit of that peach as it finishes. But what I'm not getting at all is the cherry brandy. So maybe as I sip through it a little bit more, that'll pop out. But my initial impression is this is really well balanced, and none of the finishes really seem to be knocking out all of the rest of them. Maybe this cherry brandy rather is a little bit more subdued. Well, it's nice and viscous. It's really sticking to the glass here.
Colors are insane on both of them, just like they were last year.
Yeah, it seems like whatever they put out it's dark. I mean, the proofs on these, some of them are dialed up to 130. This one is one of the lower proof ones that I've seen, but it's still got a nice dark color to it.
Sorry.
What's going on?
Trey Larkin, entry on the way. Yeah, Jeff, you did great, man, in that last night. I thought you had a great blend.
Yeah, so this is really well put together. Now, I think the question that I was going to have going into sipping this was I going to like it more than I like the Cobbler, the Spirit Walker 3? I'm not sure that I'm ready to go there because I really like that Cobbler. Yeah, the fruits just pop on that Cobbler, and this seems, yeah, definitely less fruity. I think more of that Calvados and the honey, maybe kicking or batting down the fruitier finishes here.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Definitely a really nice pour.
I thought you'd get more sugar on that than what you had.
No, it is. As I'm going through it, it is becoming a little sweeter.
Yeah,
on the palate, it's definitely not what I would call firm.
Yeah,
it's softer, and I think that honey really softens it up. That's that kind of translates into like a creamy characteristic for me. Tom Morrow Cobbler was very well put together. Yeah, that was definitely one of my more favorite pours of last year. Let's see, Dan Gundry. Here's to you guys. Tyler's in the background keeping track of your entries because I'm not that good at multitasking. I've got enough here at my fingertips. I've got 2 bottles here. I've got Marty's blind here. I've got my notes, got my Z-Biotics, got my keyboard. I mean, this is some scene over here. If you could see it from my point of view.
Yeah.
What's interesting is, you watch these live streams and, we've all watched zillions of them, whatever. It seems pretty straightforward. You see a dude on the screen talking, but until you've done it, until you're sitting behind the camera, you don't realize how much is actually going on and how many moving parts there are. So I'm trying to figure out a way to, streamline it, but, whatever. We'll just play it by ear. What's going on, Vic? All right,
Vic,
so
next storm here. I don't know if I'm gonna make it tonight. Later. Yeah, for puffs and pours at 9. I don't know if it's supposed to pour rain through tomorrow. I don't know if they'll play at Augusta tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, the Masters may get some big time rain tomorrow. But that's not. Listen, that ain't nothing for them.
Do you end up watching a lot? I know you're a golf fan, aren't you?
Oh, dude, I watch it nonstop. I watch it from 7 o'clock in the morning till I go to bed.
Didn't you go to one of the events last year, Marty?
Yeah, the U.S. Open was here.
What was the name of the course?
An hour and 15 minutes. What'd you say?
What course?
Oh my God, my brain just quit.
What was it? One that you had played, or just
no? I've not played it, but I've played all of them around it. Oh my God, Pinehurst number 2. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Yeah. See, Pinehurst just seems like one of those like generic golf course names because I can think of at least 2 Pinehursts around here.
Dude, we went almost 2 years ago. We met some of our best friends there for New Year's Eve. They had a place they rented, and that was the first time I'd ever been there. And when they say pine, they're not lying. There's pine trees. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That place is just it's unlike anything I've ever been to. It's really neat.
All right. Well, Bourbon Dan is a golf fan. Favorite weekend of the year I watched for at least 8 hours today. Wow.
Oh, dude, I'm nonstop. I'm almost to the point now where I promise you, if I was not buying whiskey, that I would save money and buy tickets off scalpers.
You know, they've got that event that they just started doing in Detroit. I think it's called like the Rocket Open or something. And you know, I think they're kind of struggling to bring in some of the bigger names. I think last year maybe they did okay, but the first year it was like no one that I had ever heard of was in the top 20. So they're trying to get stuff going around here, Marty. There's a lot more golf here in Michigan than you would believe. You know, for a state that you can't golf year round.
Yeah.
You know, per capita, there is just a shit ton of golf courses around here. Rocket Mortgage Classic, yeah, that's the one, Dan.
That's it.
Cheers, Dave. What's going on? Did you happen to catch Dave on Whiskey Wisdom stream last weekend? I got a kick out of seeing Dave on the screen for a change. So cheers, Dave. Hope you're having a good evening, buddy.
Awesome. Tyler, did that go through? I think I might have quit on it. Hold on.
All right. So I definitely dig the Spirit Walker 4. I still think I'm going to give the edge to Cobbler, but this got a lot of nice stuff going on here. It's definitely complex with all these different finishes. And sometimes when you have this many finishes, they can kind of cancel each other out. But I think, to me, with the exception of maybe the cherry brandy, I think I can get a little bit of each of the other ones. The peach brandy, the Calvados, the cognac, and the honey. I'm just maybe missing on my palate the cherry brandy. So if you've sipped on this one, you know, let me know what you think. Let me know if you're getting that cherry brandy note that I just haven't picked up yet. But, really well put together blend.
Good.
All right. So the other one is Night Stalker 4. Now, when these are put together, these are just bourbons. If I'm not mistaken. So these are unfinished. It's just a blend of different bourbons. And this one is, geez, I swear my eyes are getting worse and worse, Marty.
Dude, once you start, you can't stop wearing the glass.
Exactly.
Our daughter texted, said she started wearing them. I said, honey, it's over. You're 25 years old. It's over.
So this is a blend of 8 and 11-year MGP. So some pretty well-aged MGP. And 6 and 7-year Green River. So that sounds like an interesting combination, right?
Yeah.
And this is 62.1%. So what, 124.2 proof. And at first blush, okay, so the MGP and the Green River, that's 2/3 of what Durrell's blend was last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So maybe an experiment would be to toss in a little bit of Russell's Reserve single barrel and see where that.
I still like. Fred didn't think it was a good idea, but it went far last year. Was JG's blend with the damn Sagamore. I love that. I love that essence that Sagamore.
Yeah,
puts in it. I do. I think it.
And you remember JG brought a big decanter of it when he met us down.
Hell, I took a picture of it,
and
I got it on my damn phone. So
that was, you know, for how simple it is, and the fact that everybody can, you know, make that. I thought it you know, super good, dude. I mean, I enjoyed it. All right, Liz B says the ambrosia is complex. You were correct on your palate. I get bourbon like this, peach with slight honey. Okay, so yeah, you didn't get any of that cherry brandy either, huh? Yeah, definitely the honey, the peach, and maybe that Calvados. I have a feeling that one might change as we kind of work our way through the bottle with everything going on there. All right.
Interesting.
What's up, Travis?
Oh, that's the wrong card. Shit.
All right, so here we go. Night Stalker 4. Try a little bit of this before we get into Marty's blind here. You sipping on anything yet, Marty?
Say what?
Said you sipping on anything?
Yeah, I went back to this Bardstown that Kurt got me for Christmas from the Bourbon Lore Group. If you can see that or not. Maybe there you go.
Okay, I think I remember that one being released. What is that? What's the blend there?
The blend on this one is a 54 Kentucky 10, 22 Green River, 22% Green River 7, 14 Bardstown Bourbon Company 7, and a 10% 12-year Kentucky. It's okay. It's good. It's gotten better since it's half gone, almost. But you know something I think we ought to do? Let me grab it here before we do that. I don't know. Maybe we've done it on a stream, but I think since it's that time of year, what about a little sip of that rose water?
I've got a good bit of that.
Me
Left.
too. We could talk about it in a minute if you want to, or we can close with that. Whatever you want to do.
That might not be a bad idea. Close with the lower proofer. And then Top Dog had actually sent me, I think he said this was like the OG rose water. So I got a little sample of that. You know, Top Dog's always doing something cool with his etchings. He sent some of these samples over in I think these are the Jack Daniels glass, like Traveler Mom. He's got a number etched on a couple of them, and then he's got the Top Dog logo on another one. So
yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah, he's always doing something cool. Cheers, John. See a giant kangaroo. Top Jimmy was at Larrikin today.
Yeah, he made some rounds.
Are you down that way, Jimmy?
He's Lexington, I think.
Oh, okay.
All right. Ooh. I need to pour something else. I think I'm going to go next with, I picked this up, or no, Kevin, I think, got it for me. Yeah, got me these two before I can't remember. But this is the Redemption 9-year MGP, 103.9 proof. Dude, this is stellar for $60.
All right. So, Jimmy, you're in Lexington proper. Okay. So, yeah, my cousin is down there. She's a professor at UK. So whenever we head down there, we tend to try to make a stop or two in Lexington. I just love that area. So much cool stuff to see.
I keep trying to highlight people in chat like it's my show. It's just habit. It's just habit. It's yeah. I'm gonna drink. Shut up.
Yeah, just be a guest.
Yeah,
take it easy. Let me do all the juggling.
Tyler, take over, please.
All right, so I'll tell you what. I love the nose on this. This is just like oak and like the nice, like traditional bourbon notes that you want, like the caramel vanilla, but just in the nicest way, like some cake frosting in there. Oh, yeah. I have a feeling this one's going to be good. Ooh. Yeah, if you like that, like cake frosting, vanilla note, and oak, this just hits those. Oh, wow, this is super thick, too. Yeah, it's got a nice, dense, creamy mouthfeel. To me, I think I've tried all of the Night Stalkers, and each one has kind of been a little bit better than the one before it. You can tell that, they're kind of getting better with finding their, groove with the blends. Yeah, this I'm shitty at picking out age, but this does taste almost like a dusty note or something in there, Marty.
Huh.
This is really good. See William Hall. What's going on, William Hall?
William Hall.
Ooh. Yeah, that one's got some kick to it. That one is,
what's proof?
124.
Damn.
So it doesn't drink hot. It does feel old. Like it's got like a nice dusty note to it.
It's got
several guys like NS4 at the tasting room. Okay. Yeah, there is some age. Yeah, Liz, I think if you're gonna ask me which one I prefer, I'm gonna say that I prefer the Night Stalker to the Ambrosia, which is a little bit of a surprise. I mean, I've liked all the Night Stalkers, but I was really looking forward to the Ambrosia, and it's good. But this is really good. This is exceptional. Cheers, dear. Everyone say hello to Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
Danny, which is the better of the two? Danny, I think Night Stalker 4 is better for me. And I think knowing what you like, I think that you would probably prefer this one as well.
Sounds like I would too.
Danny is hit and miss on some of these finishes. But the good, unfinished, high H, high proof bourbon, Kentucky especially, Danny, that's in his wheelhouse. So yeah, Night Stalker 4. Danny, there's some of the stores might still be getting these in. The ones that around here that get the EverNorth stuff. So yeah, I would not. If you happen across one of the Night Stalker 4s, grab one.
How much were they? 89?
No, I think they were 79.
I can't beat that.
Which for the EverNorth stuff is towards the higher end because I think most of their bottles are like 64 and 69. But these two lines I think are their higher price bottles, and then if the stores are charging a few bucks on top of that, it's not much. But yeah, they say they're around 80 bucks. Kyle Reed, cheers, y'all. NS4 is a sleeper. But yeah, they're both delicious. Kyle, I'm going to give the edge for me to the Night Stalker 4. I think that just hits, the traditional bourbon lovers wheelhouse. A&B Liquor in Davison has 4 cases of Night Stalker 4 as of last night. There you go, Danny. I think, Kyle, I'm closer to the A&B in Shelby. I think they got a few, but I did not stop up there to see. I picked these up maybe last Friday at Alan D's in Rochester. A&B has a Night Stalker 70. There you go. Cool. Yeah. Danny, I think if you can grab the Night Stalker, you will not be disappointed. All right. So yeah, this is. I'll send you a sample of this if you haven't been able to get your hands on one of these, Marty. This is good, man.
Sure sounds good. Yeah. What's up, Kels?
Kelsey Dime. Cheers, guys. Cheers to you, Kelsey. Kelsey's going to be making his way up to Michigan here pretty soon.
Yeah, he is. Looking forward to that. The results of that trip.
Yeah, that should be interesting. Corvette Trey, what's up, buddy? How are you?
CT, good to see you this past weekend, buddy. Sorry it was just for a minute.
All right. I was at EverNorth release and grabbed 2 of each. Grabbed a third Night Stalker. Okay, so Kyle Reed is stocking up.
Send me some, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle,
more.
I rarely back bottles up, but I did back up the cobbler and the Arctic Spirit. Those were, I think, my 2 favorite ones.
Years ago, I don't know who told me, but when you have a channel and you're giving samples out, there's no such thing as a backup. Technically.
Yeah, and
you're working your way through it, but you're not participating in it. And then by the time you have this much left and you have the backup, that's your first bottle, technically. That's how
that's one way to put it.
Kind of makes sense.
I will say this: I did back up. I think it was Exodus 2. And but I had one of the guys in the Patreon, Marty. He's like, "Hey, I'm really looking for an Exodus 2. Do you know where I can get one?" I'm like, I got one.
There's Walker.
So I traded him something for it, but
yeah,
cool. I rarely back stuff up. It's there's too much other good stuff out there, and if there isn't something I want, there's something just around the corner waiting to be released. So there's always something, right?
What me and Rob used to say, just wait till next month.
Wait till next week.
Yeah, hey, there you go.
Cheers, Walker Hines.
Good dude.
What's going on, Walker Hines? What's going down in the Big Easy? He won a giveaway a few weeks ago. I forgot what it is that I sent him. You let me know, Walker, what it is that we sent you, and if you liked it, buddy. Let's see. Randall Erickson. Richie C is in the house.
There he is.
The legend. How you doing, Richie?
I did, Randall. That's good stuff.
All right. So moral of the story: Night Stalker 4. Yes, please.
Hitter.
Big hitter, real big hitter, cleanup hitter, Marty. All right, so I've got your samples here: A, B, C, and D. Like I said, in the pretty blue bottles. Marty always one-upping everybody else, sending out samples. Not only does he have the cool little whiskey nose, I don't know if you can see that, it's real small, but he's got the whiskey nose logo with the Marty head on there in the blue bottles. I mean, what do I do to get on par with that? I don't know.
Drink them. That's what. Exactly what you do.
I don't know. I'll have to think of something to get up to your level, buddy. All right, so I'm gonna label my blends, get these poured up,
okay,
and get into this here.
This blind is stuff I really like. These four, okay. And I don't really think there's no theme. Now that I'm looking at them, I think we'll just talk through them. You just talk about what you get, and then we'll place them in order of start to or best. First, your favorite to least favorite.
All right, that'll work.
And then we'll do a reveal at the end.
A is poured up. B.
And I may mix the order on you instead of starting A, B, C, D.
Okay, well, you tell me if you want me to do them in a different order, and I can certainly comply.
I think I do, because I don't want to. There's some proof differences, I believe. So
they're all looking pretty close in color.
Yeah. We'll start.
It's funny. Do you order? How many of these do you order at a time, Marty?
32, I think.
So like a box, right?
Yeah, it's a box. I get them off Amazon. It's a box like this big.
Yeah. And so you get a box, and you're like, okay, well, I'm set for a while, right? And then, I do 2 streams, and all of a sudden I'm out. And
yeah, me too.
I've got a ton of other samples, but I just haven't gotten to them yet. So I haven't emptied the bottles. So I just cycling through new ones, and I just. I know Roger's in chat here. There's like 2 or 3 other people that I've got to get samples out to, and I just haven't had bottles. So I just got
get them on Amazon, and they're usually they happen to be blue. They're not clear. They're not brown, and they just happen to be like between $14 and $16 a box, which is less than I guess 50 cents a bottle.
Honestly, I'm paying about $18 for 30.
Yeah,
and they're the same size. They're just clear.
Yeah,
either clear or amber.
And what's cool too is the blue. I don't know if it would keep sun out or anything. It just something different.
My wife says we have them on sub and save. If we don't, we ought to.
Let me see.
Real quick. Fixing dinner is my job. Roger Reese, multitasking, a Renaissance man, if you will. What'd you cook up, buddy? Yeah, that's how I got them, Marty.
Yeah,
but no, mine are either amber or clear. I forget, but the blue ones are cheap, huh?
I didn't realize I had that many still. Good. Anyway, all right. Back to the program.
All right, so I got them lined up A through D. You want me to do them in a different order? I can certainly do that.
Yeah, I want you to start with D.
D. Okay. All right. So before I do any of these, I'm going to tell you that maybe A is a hair lighter than the rest. But other than that, I mean, these look about the same in terms of color.
That would make, you know what? I think that would make the most sense at the end. I think you, which when I tell you what it is, it won't make sense, but trust me.
Right.
I've got this all gassed up, ready.
I don't know, Roger, that doesn't sound too bad, brother. All right. First of all, the nose on this one, Marty, I love. I was getting like oak and maybe like apricot.
Yes, that's a very fruity forward.
Maybe bottle. Like those citrus notes.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I can get down with that. Smells like it's going to be a bourbon. Yeah, I definitely like the smell of that one. Pressing that microwave button requires chef precision. So that would be about the extent of my culinary prowess, Randall. I don't know. Roger might have more game than that, though. Right, Richie? All right, so let's get into this one a little bit, Marty.
Okay.
Trying to think of what this might remind me of offhand, but nothing in particular is coming to mind. Like it smells like it might be familiar, but not that familiar. You know what I mean?
I think you've had it at some point. So, news about whiskey. Doing a little blind, doing a little giveaway of some EverNorth bottles samples. That's what Tom's doing tonight. While he's sipping, I'll talk.
All right, now I'll tell you what. Now on the palate, this one feels more like a rye.
Feels like a what?
Like a rye.
Okay.
Like I'm getting some minty notes, like some chocolate. But yeah, like in the back, there's definitely that like that little tinge or twinge of which is it? Tinge or twinge?
Okay.
Both neither. One of those is a word.
This one for me was fruity oak presence with a little bit of baking spice on the back end, and that might be what is throwing the rye kick to you.
Yeah, I'm getting like an earthy, like minty, like note that I would tend to associate with rye. So maybe if it's not a rye, it might be like a high rye bourbon. I don't know, but I get a little bit of rye in there. Not getting a real proofy finish. And the note that I'm kind of left sitting with on my palate is maybe like a faint chocolate type note.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this
subtle sweetness.
I can't talk about it. I keep wanting to help talk to you about it, but if I do, you're going to know.
That's all right. I'll just make it.
But you're doing great. What do you think proof is?
Ooh.
And you don't have to be.
I'll tell you what. Coming off of the Night Stalker, which was 124, it definitely doesn't feel like it's that. So maybe at 110, 112.
Okay.
But my notes are going to be, floral, citrus nose on the palate, like mint chocolate, rye. Proof, I'm going to guess this is going to be somewhere between like 110 to 114. But I'll tell you what, the last time you and I did this, I think I was overestimating a lot of the proofs.
See, I always under.
And I was either over or under.
Hell, I know. But I think you're right. I think you did you went that way on it last time.
I think I was saying like, this was 110, it was 100, or it was 100, it was 90. So I think it was maybe overestimating proof, but I'll tell you what, it's definitely not 124. What's up, Josh? I'm going to say for now between 110 and 114.
That's good.
Fritzy.
You're in the ball game.
Now that you say Fritzy, whenever I see Josh, I think in my head Fritzy, and I don't know if that's something that he likes or something that he hates.
I like giving people
but
nicknames.
it's in my head.
It's just that thing for me. Nicknames is the thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting a little bit
like dipshit. Scott.
Yeah, that definitely that proof definitely. I think it's coming back a bit more on the finish as I sip through it a little bit. So it's got some heat there, a little bit of spice at the end. So yeah, I'm leaning high rye bourbon or a rye on that one. I like it.
Good. You ready to go to the next one?
All right. So what do you want me to go to next?
Shit. I think
people call me that. I guess as long as they don't call you late for dinner, right, Josh?
That's right. I think A is what we need to do next.
A? Okay. Josh Fritz has his fans in here. All right. So Roger says, let the M&J backbone air out a bit and sipping on that now. Just arrived today. Quite good. You know, I don't think I got that one, Roger. Was that the one that was like a real short barrel that had like a rum finish or something like that?
Master Journey Backbone. I didn't get it. No, that was the one that came out like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, it sounded interesting, and I thought about it, but it's like one of those things, Marty. You just you can't click on all of these.
What I did.
Right?
What I had to.
Yeah, so I got to make some decisions here. And so
I knew Whiskey Friends, Katie and Ethan and Vic and everybody and Kelsey, the Copper and Cask were coming.
Yeah.
I think right before that one, everybody bought the Hard Truth. So it was kind of a lot. But that's okay. That's variety and it makes for fun.
Exactly. And you know, the last backbone I got was that Sticky Icky, which is amazing. So I mean, I really thought hard about it before I passed.
Yeah.
Roger, you let us know in chat what you think on that one, brother. Okay.
All right.
All right. So you said A?
Yeah, that's I think.
And like I said, A is a little lighter in color than the rest. Note on that, lightest color. Bless you, dear. I can hear you upstairs sneezing.
Oh, not sick, is she?
No. Okay, this is an interesting nose, Marty. Like a vanilla custard? You know what it reminds me of? Like right off the rip. And maybe you remember these, maybe you don't. I don't know. Remember those Hostess like baked pies that we would get when we were kids?
Oh, the fried pies.
Or yeah, they had like the sugar glaze on them, and then there was like the apple, and one of them was like vanilla pudding, and I think they had like a blue wrapper, and that was like my favorite one.
Yeah, I get a lot of fried pies on some of that stuff.
Kind of what this is bringing me back to, like that Hostess hand pie. I don't know what the hell you would call it. I mean, they were so bad for you, but I remember as a kid loving those and like eating them at the cafeteria in school. But yeah, the blue one was like a vanilla custard or vanilla pudding or something, and that's what this is kind of bringing me back to. Like that smell. I might have gained like 2 pounds thinking about that one. Yeah, that I love the Hostess hand pies. Yeah, so I'm not crazy, right? There was like a blue one. Yeah, that had like vanilla custard or something, or vanilla pudding. Tiff. Okay, so more like classic bourbon notes, like the oak, the caramel, a little bit more of the vanilla custard.
Get any fruit, like lighter fruits?
And me, I'll have to take another sip, but no, I'm kind of getting like the vanillas and the caramels right now.
Yep.
So Roger says it's not a finished bourbon, and there were 147 bottles, not a short barrel. Maybe it's not the one I'm thinking of. Roger, I thought there was like a short barrel that was like a rum finish. I forget. Green was apple. Yeah, green definitely ate my fair share of the apple one.
Apple, cherry.
The cherry. What was the? Obviously, the cherry was the red one, but yeah, like the vanilla custard or vanilla pudding was blue.
Yeah.
That was my jam. FOMO will get you, Roger. Then you realize, you know what? I got to slow down. Let's see. Tom, do you and Marty have this Willet Straight Rye 4-year at cask strength? Revisit pours tasting great. No, I don't. You know, Richie, I don't.
I don't think I do either.
In fact, within the last 2 weeks, Michigan just started getting Willet products. So we'll start seeing a lot more of these Willet things on the shelves here. But I don't know that I got any Willet on my shelves here, Marty. And I got a pretty decent sized collection here. The only Willet that I have that I'm aware of is that that Hirsch double oaked, which is a blend of Willet and something else.
I've got that. Yes, I do.
That is so good.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, you talk about picks that you're skipping and picks that you want to dial in on. If Jason's doing a pick of the Hirsch double oaked or Hirsch, whatever it is, that might be the one that you want to
hands down. I agree.
Mark on your calendar. Because that Hirsch double oaked is one of the better bottles that I've got. I need to slow down. Just remember, Roger, it's a marathon, not a sprint, brother. Richie Z, it's a bourbon drinker's rye. At least this one is. So, is that a green top, Richie?
I don't know. A straight rye 4-year.
I think the younger ones.
See a picture of it. It's my problem. I don't know.
Yeah, Travis says Jason's going to do a pic of it. Yeah, I was watching the after party, and I think he mentioned it again. Liz says, yes, I see all the Willet in Michigan right now. Yeah, I mean, all the local stores have been, really going crazy about it. I'll be honest, there's not really anything in the Willet lineup that makes me want to go rush out to the store and buy it.
It's a black top 56.2, Richie said. Huh.
Black? I've definitely not seen that. Black top? Huh. No, the only ones I've seen have been purple or green.
Yeah. I've never bought the green.
But Bourbon Dan says it's everywhere now, minus the purple tops. Yeah, but Noah Mills. Is that what it's called? Or is it Noah's Creek? I think I know what you're talking about. Is that what it is, Noah Mills?
Yeah, Jake. There's two of them. Noah's Mill.
Noah's something or other. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can picture the bottle in my head after seeing it on all of the store's sites here, Dan. He says it's actually good. Okay. What's the proof and what is the price point on that one, Dan?
Rowan's Creek. That's it, Richie. Yes.
Noah's Mill. Okay, so that sounds familiar. Okay, Rowan's Creek. That's one of the ones I'm seeing.
That was one of the sweetest bourbons I ever bought when I first got into this.
It was fun.
Was that Rowan's Creek?
Hey, what pick is that for Liz and Gandy? Is that for 21090? Anyone of here try Whiskey Del Bach? Yes. I was out in Tucson this past weekend and stopped in smaller single malt distillery and picked up a distillery only bottle and another finished single malt. Yes. One of my buddies is Josh from not my drinking buddy, but your drinking buddy. If you've ever watched that channel, he's out in Arizona. I know he sent me a Whiskey Del Bach bottled in bond that he threw in and while you were doing Texas stuff, and he threw that one in, and I was really surprised by how good it was.
Yeah, they do some great single barrels.
And another channel that is out that way, if you guys watch Whiskey is a Journey, which is Peter Faziano. He has sent me about 3 or 4 different Whiskey Del Bachs. So I'm going to probably do like a video where I just line them up and try them and give my impressions.
It's a good idea.
Because I don't know a whole lot. I mean, I know those guys are out in Arizona. I know that Del Bach is in Arizona. And this is a brand that I keep seeing kind of creep into conversations here and there.
So Phil and Julie did a pick. Phil and Julie did a pick, and I think Kurt and Trenton did a pick there also. So it gets great. I had some when we did the meetup in Charleston back in January. That's the first time I'd ever had it. And I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I was surprised. So Richie says Whiskey's a Journey is a cool channel. Yeah, he does really nice review videos. He's got nice production. He does. He puts a good video together, Peter. I know sometimes he will check in. So, Peter, if you're watching, cheers, buddy. I'll be getting to those at some point.
Do you like A?
I do. This hits me as more of a classic bourbon, and You know, again, the vanilla custard, vanilla pudding note is dominant. It's got like a good proof point. It's not overly high. It's not low. I'm guessing maybe 100 to 110.
Okay.
No off notes, just like, but kind of like the fastball right down the middle, Marty. It's got like the vanilla, the caramel, mostly vanilla and oak. I dig it for sure. It does feel familiar.
It will.
So I'm gonna write vanilla.
This bottle stays consistent year after year, I think, or
Okay.
batch after batch, however how you want to say it.
Okay. Kind of like the classic bourbon notes that you're looking for. That's how I would explain it. And I know I'm not the best at picking out notes. Tom on Monday, stuffing a whiskey. Okay, wow. Well, Liz making the rounds. I know that Tim Cornet was on one of those, so I'm looking forward to seeing what those guys picked. And again, what I think is awesome. I mean, there's a lot of things that are cool about what EverNorth is doing, but they are really doing like the rounds with all of the whiskey tube channels and getting them to do picks.
And they're very affordable. That's the thing.
They're
staying true to what people can afford. I love it.
And it's such a cool experience there. It's so small, but there's more barrels there to get into than you would expect. So it's a fun experience. Is very old Saint Nick Willett? I
think so. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, this one A. I would say I prefer A to D. It's close, but this one might be more of a one that I would reach for, as opposed to D.
Okay,
maybe because it's a little bit lower proof. It's not hitting me quite as hard, anyhow. Depends on the bottling batch. Okay. Oh, okay. So it may or may not be Willett, is what Travis is saying, I think. Kraken. VOSN is preservation. Preservation bought from anywhere and anywhere. Okay, I think I might be out of the loop here on that conversation.
Yeah, Trey, I think you've let me have some of that before.
I love very old Saint Nick. The Immaculate Bourbon and the Summer Rye are amazing. Okay, so these are things I've not been privy to. Sound interesting.
It is preservation. Gotcha. Okay.
All right, yeah. So A, it's a little lighter, a little bit more classic than D.
Okay. And now you can choose whichever one you want between B or C, whichever one you want to do next.
I'm going to go to B here in just a minute.
Okay.
So for those of you who didn't check it out already, Marty just posted a video this week on the new Wild Turkey 8-year, the 101 8-year.
Yeah. Buddy of mine, this is a guy that works for me, his bottle, actually. I don't own it. Okay. But yeah, he let me take it and review it. But here's the thing, man. This is supposed to be on the shelf, but so is the 70th anniversary. But
I never saw the 70th anniversary on a shelf here in Michigan if it hadn't been for you sending me one or hand delivering one. I'd have never tried it.
Was that November, December, something like that?
It sounds about right. Yeah.
And I've not seen it. But I wonder if it's going to be like, if these two are going to be like the 1924 Old Forester, that it will be a regular release, but once a year. I mean, from what I understand, from what Bruce said, this is going to be on the shelf all the time. So's the Jimmy 70th. But
the Jimmy 70th implies that it's the 70th anniversary, right?
Yeah.
So every year is not the 70th anniversary.
No, I don't know. It didn't. Joe B found the 70th.
Look at Jimmy doing the work here.
Thank you, buddy.
There's the link to Marty's video. Check that out if you haven't already.
Appreciate it.
I found a bunch of the 70th at Meyer in Lapeer. Joe, I did not. I did not find it anywhere. So hopefully you grabbed a couple of those because for the price point, I think that was one of the best releases of 2024. Let me know if you agree. Top Dog ain't lying. Top Dog is usually lying, isn't he? Next time you guys are in Nashville, Renee is a big fan of preservation and has a lot of their bottles, including the Old Saint. Top Dog is always out there at the It Distillery, it seems like, right?
The Green River. He owns half of it.
He's always at Green River. He's at Lark. He's at the cool places. I want to be a little bit more like Top Dog. Not that much like Top, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. He kind of, yeah. He's a legend. I have 2 bottles so good. Bourbon Dan.
You talking about the 70th Bourbon Dan? Okay, so B is a bit more like A on the nose.
Okay.
Like the confectionery sugar, the that powdered donut type vibe. Let's see what else I can get here.
I think you might have had this before. Maybe.
It doesn't strike me as like peculiar, so I mean, it could be. It's got a real nice note. I mean, it's unobjectionable. It's
this
got
is a
like
backup for me.
It's backup.
I have, yeah.
Okay, I dig it. All right, so on the palate, it's more fruity than A. This is more. One, it's more proof. 2, I'm getting like some orange and some of that more stone fruit notes, like maybe peach, cherry. It's more fruity than A, and to me, it almost feels like a wild turkey, because those are some of the notes I get with wild turkey products. I tend to get that like bold cherry note. Predominantly on wild turkey products. Maybe I'm getting that here.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a good bit of maybe like orange.
There you go. Loads of vanilla for me. Sugar's vanilla.
Yeah, see, I was getting a lot of vanilla on A. On B, I'm getting, a lot more of those citrus notes.
Okay.
Orange, cherry, each. Oh, that is good. That is good. Bourbon Dan, I walked into Meyer last week and picked up the 1 and 12 JD. By 1, I don't know if you mean 12 or 10
Batch
or 14. Okay, so maybe
Batch 1 of 12. I don't know.
Just sold out of the 14 year, broke my heart.
Maybe the 10 and 12 is what he means.
Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah.
The 10, the ones that I tried in a blind, I didn't care for. And I love the JD stuff, so I don't know why I didn't like it in a blind. The 12 is good. The 14 year, okay, so Top Dog sent me a sample of that, and that's going to be one that you hear about the entire year.
Yeah,
because it's going to be in the conversation for Bourbon of the Year, I think. 1, it's their oldest distillate. 2, it's 124, 126 proof, so it's got like the full flavor, and it's killer. You get a chance to try that one yet, Marty?
No, not yet. I will though.
You will. I promise you that. I promise you that. You will get a chance to try that before the end of the year. Let's see. Josh Fritz, my Meyer doesn't. Josh, neither does mine. The extent of my Meyer's selection is like Maker's Mark, and maybe a Buffalo Trace. Just the most basic of stuff. Our Meyer's sucks, so I don't even bother going in there. There are some people in my area that like know the Meyer's stock people or whatever, and will know when they get the good stuff, and they get it before it even gets put out. So, I mean, I know it's out there. Myers does get some stuff here, but it doesn't ever see the shelves. Gandy Road. Yeah. My Myers is just a waste of time. There's a couple of Kroger's around. One is a waste. The second one has like the glass case, which will occasionally have something decent, not frequently. Do you get Myers or Kroger's out by you, Marty, or is that just a regional thing here in the Midwest?
I'm all ABC, so it's
okay.
I don't have it here.
So do the grocery stores get liquor in North Carolina?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Just straight damn ABC. There was one ABC store here in Raleigh today that got the 10 and the 12, and I didn't even. It was like a 40-minute drive, and I just had too much work to do. That's a
hike, right?
Huh?
That's a hike. 40 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you're getting away from work.
That's an hour and a half plus time at the store. I mean, that's 2 hours out of your day.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee. And the website here may show it in stock, but you go to the store and it'll be gone, or they've put them back for restaurants. It's a crapshoot, man. Your best bet is walking into a store and lucking in and finding it sitting there. You can't go off what the website says here.
So what's interesting is my office is in like the middle of probably like 5 different stores that have pretty good presences here in the area, and they've got like a Facebook. So occasionally, like one of them will post like, "Hey, we got these," and so if it's something that's like 2 minutes around the corner and it's something that I want,
yeah,
I'll get in the car and I'll check it out.
Sure.
It doesn't happen frequently, but given the proximity between like my office and some of these stores, it does tend to work out sometimes. But if it was like a 40-minute ride, I would just assume that by the time I got there, it ain't there anymore. Someone else got it.
No, I agree. Here's another little.
Here you go. Cheers, Gandy Road. I heard you were at EverNorth. Gandy, did you make it up to Michigan, buddy? If I'd have known, I would have crashed the pick. You know what? I would have been tempted, Fritz. Gandy, in the flesh, up here in our great state, the Great Lakes state. Gandy, were you part of the Stuff and Whiskey or the 21090 pick? All right, Sugar Kitty, very old St. Nick has more than one source. Can be old Stitzel Weller. Can be Willett or even Canadian from Alberta. Wow, it's quite the range, right?
Yeah. Shit.
Josh, I think I told Gandy Rowan if I knew you would have told you. Wow, that sounds like an impressive cork pop, Marty. That was impressive all the way over here.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So what do you got there?
That is Cedar Ridge Barrel Proof.
All right.
This one was $52.
So the only Cedar Ridge I've got is that Mash and Journey pick from a couple of years ago. That was the Shoeless Joe Double Oaked.
I do too.
And that's a fantastic bottle.
Yes.
I think JG brought a few different of those quintessential picks or quintessential single barrels or whatever they are, quintessential releases down to Kentucky, and he shared a few of those, and they were fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to getting into more of the quintessential stuff from Cedar Ridge.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think that's an up and comer. 21090, okay. So for the folks that went on the 21090 pick, was it just Andy or did Todd make it up here too? It's Meyer always had whiskey. Don't recall when I lived in Michigan, but it's been a minute. Yeah, Trey, they have whiskey. I mean, it's hit and miss. I mean, in the bigger cities, I think anyway, they don't have anything good. But in like the more rural parts of Michigan, like the northern areas, like Traverse, or maybe up where some of these other folks are from, they've got better stuff. But down here, like in Metro Detroit, the Myers, no, there ain't nothing there. At least not that I've been able to get my hands on. All right. Just Andy. Okay, so that's what I thought. Okay. Gandy Road, Sugar Kitty. My names are expanded. We'll try to build on that, Gandy. We'll come up with a few more for you before all is said and done. I remember Meyer having Eagle Rare and Blanton's just shitting
on the shelves. I can't even say it.
I'll tell you what, Joe. I used to be able to get Blanton's on shelves at Kroger's, here local, but it's probably been about 5-6 years. Eagle Rare was easier to get local until about maybe 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And now it seems like that one has gone the way of Blanton's, where it's super desirable and allocated, and Tater's got to have it. I walked into a local shop maybe about a month ago, and they had just done an Eagle Rare pick, and they posted on their page. So I went in after work, stopped in, was looking around, asked about the Eagle Rare pick. What are you asking for it? I think they were asking like $85.
Shit.
Like, okay. No, I don't know if anything else. Certainly, you'd be like a $40, right? Even if 50, but not $85. I mean, come on.
No,
I'm just not into the whole Buffalo Trace artificial scarcity picks.
I agree.
Hey, speaking of interest on Buffalo Trace, I watched a video earlier. Now there is a channel out there. It's Bourbon Bill, and I subscribe to his channel. I watch his videos. I don't know that I watch them all the way through all the time, but he just posted a video within the last couple of days, and it's on the buffalo turkey, or the turkey buffalo. You know what I'm talking about, right, Marty?
Yeah.
What are the names that people are calling this? Like the buff turkey, or
buff turkey,
or whatever. Yeah. And they're being released by all these different brands, right? Like I think the one that he had was like Old Zachary or something I've never heard of. But if you want to hear an interesting take on the whole buffalo turkey or wild turkey buffalo trace, the 15-year-old stuff that's making its way around, not just whiskey too, but like, a lot of the retailers, check out Bourbon Bill's video on it. He goes into it in quite a bit of detail. He goes on a rant, but a lot of what he says does have some merit. I think that he's got, he's got a well-crafted argument. Whether I agree with him or not, who's to say? But I'll tell you this: he makes an interesting argument that the buffalo turkey or wild turkey buffalo trace 15-year is the biggest scam of this year. So it's an interesting video. Go, check it out, watch it. If you subscribe to him, you know what I'm talking about. But check that out. It's an interesting take, and it's not. I do watch his stuff. I don't necessarily sit and watch a rant for like 15 minutes, but I did watch his video, and it's like a 15-minute video. So it's interesting. Check it out. Travis Robeson says, Elkwood, Old Zach, Augusta, River Roots, Whiskey Blendery are for the labels that they are under. Yes, exactly. But I think a lot of what he was saying that made sense to me is well, if it was that good, why didn't Buffalo Trace put it out, or why didn't Wild Turkey put it out? And he kind of tastes it and compares it to some of these other bourbons that are out there. So again, I'm not going to tell you if I agree with him or I don't, but I'll tell you this: he makes an interesting argument. It's a compelling argument. Watch this video.
Okay.
Let's see. There was a comment here a minute ago. With BT underwater now, we're figuring there's going to be a turkey. Sugar Kitty, I think the consensus is there's going to be some sort of stupid, E.H. Taylor release about there being a flood, right? Tom needs to.
Yeah, Top Dog did that. Elkwood.
Tom needs to give those girls a few more. What?
You kind of stalled for a second a few minutes ago, but it's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Wait, was it the video or the audio?
Both.
Oh,
it was a connection for a second. It's
oh
yeah.
Man, I don't
you
like
watch
to hear
Jason's
that.
stream with Bruce. Yeah, he explained what it was and why. Yeah, the
So
age is one of them.
Again, it was just an interesting video. Max Andrew. Oh shit, man! I hope not. I like to think we got a pretty steady connection here, but sometimes I guess we don't. E.H. Taylor Flood Survivor limited release for what, Richie? About $8.99.
Yeah, $8.99 with another zero at the end. 8,000. Yeah, the brokers are the ones that have made it what it is, and also why they sold it off to be
Yeah. So it's an interesting rant. Go check it out. Top Dog says, hopefully this week I'm going to score another Elkwood at 128 proof. Is that the one that? Yeah, that's the one that you sent me, right? And I thought that was
both
good.
of us. I think. Is that right, John? Nah, this one will be benchmarked since it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot.
They want to sell it for more money, so it won't be benchmark.
All right, so B, do one more taste of B. You've had some time on it. Tell me if you're still getting the sugar, the fruit, the vanilla, or has it changed? You guys got the 132. That's right, John. We did. So did Trav. That's right.
I got sidetracked, Marty. I forgot.
No, you're good, man. That's what live streams are for. Get everybody involved. That's why I love doing when I do them. Let everybody talk. Was headed to Buffalo Trace April 27th, but going to Beam now in Bardstown. Hell, I was supposed to go to Buffalo Trace Monday.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's still going to be underwater by then.
Is it receded? I haven't seen, our buddy Whiskey Weather had good pictures and stuff, but I don't know what it looks like now in the last 5 days.
Jeff had sent some pics and it looked like it's still underwater. Not as much, like it is going down, but it's still a mess, man. It's going to take a while for them to clean that up. So, I don't know. Originally, they went $299 for, yeah. So all of these, Josh, seem to be around $300. And if you are maybe getting a little bit of that FOMO, go check out Bourbon Bill's video. And he might be talking to you down off that ledge.
Yeah, the mud. That'll do it. Yeah, they're going to have all kinds
of down a little bit, but still underwater. Yeah, I mean, it still looks like a mess from what I can see. Mud alone will be a nightmare. I mean, I mean, even when it's done, I mean, there's going to be like mold issues. And
so I don't know, but one of the places that comes to mind there at Buffalo Trace is the bottling room, because that's ground level. There's no elevation to that, just like the gift shop. Your ground level. So I don't know how much of that equipment got damaged. Who knows? Who knows what the mud did around the pots, the steels? Who knows?
I saw that when I went to Buffalo Trace, the extent of my visit was the gift shop.
Yeah,
and I swear we waited in line at the gift shop for like an hour and a half.
God,
it was insane. Like my wife was so pissed.
Mm-hmm.
We're never coming back here. And I saw that was underwater. So I'm familiar with that space. It's a really big space.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the rest of the campus there, I mean, it's a big campus, obviously. I don't know exactly what was affected, but it looked like the gift shop was a good bit.
Yeah, there's a little, what I remember, there was some elevation to some of the places.
Yeah, it is down. I mean, it's a hilly area if you've been to that. Buffalo.
But everything else seemed that have any interest was always on the bottom, Oh, cool.
It's interesting. They will have to sell these things off if they claim insurance. Trace Distilla is getting ready to flood the market shortly. And then, no unintended. Travis, that's pretty solid pun. Don't. That was pretty good.
Give it
punt,
away.
dude. Yeah, don't. All right, top Jimmy's. There's Buffalo. I'm saying Buffalo Bill. Bourbon Barrel Buff Turkey Rant. There you go. There's the link. Check that out. It's an interesting video.
Yeah,
and again, it's. I subscribe to Bourbon Bill. I don't always watch his stuff. I'll usually click on it and see what he's talking about. But this one was particularly interesting, and it compelled me from start to finish. So, whatever that's worth, it's interesting. Check it out. Someone said the bottling facility is underwater. So there we go. So now they've got a reason to tell us why they're not putting out as many bottles, right?
Or sell off what you got.
I don't know. The OZ Tyler House barrel collapses. What? The OZ Tyler barrel house collapses. No.
Barrel house collapse is how Blue Note exists. They can't sell off plain barrels in the same stuff. Okay. Buffalo Trace.
That's a good bit to unpack, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, yeah, Blue Note. I'll be honest. The Blue Notes that I've tried, I'm not the biggest fan.
Yeah, me either.
Like they come off a little rough around the edges to me.
Yeah.
Some of them a little harsh. Top Jimmy, Buffalo Trace has to be concerned about the integrity of the foundations of everything under the water. Okay, so sure, yeah, definitely. SoCal Jake, what's up? Not aware of the South Bend Headed Distillery.
Pour something here.
Whiskey shot. Hey, what's going on, Randall? Happy Friday Eve. You know what? That's a good way to put it.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, for me, my weekend kind of starts on Thursday. Usually Fridays are my lighter days. So yeah, we'll go with that. I can buy into that, Randall. Speaking of warehouse collapses, no one's talking about the Jack Daniels one that happened a couple of weeks ago. I'm not even sure what you're talking about, dude. Did JD have a warehouse that collapsed?
Yeah, but I don't know how much barrels it hurt.
All right, so Thomas, cheers, everyone. Several Metro Detroit area liquor stores dropping Penelope Project X today. And yeah, I did see that on a few stores' sites. What can you tell me about that, Thomas? Is it just a pick, a blend?
Several Metro Detroit liquor stores dropping Penelope Project X. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's their next.
That's all black label, all back. So I don't know exactly what it is. Thomas, let me know if you can provide us with a little bit more info on that.
Yeah, I'd be over that.
Let's see. Wait for the special. Fritzy. Greg McDonald. Buffalo Bourbon Bill. There you go. There's the joke that I walked into when I called him Bob Buffalo Bill. Puts the lotion in the basket or else it gets the hose again. It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. I think that was the line, right?
Yeah. All
right. SoCal Jake, not sure where it's distilled. More of a fanboy bottle, I think. Google Lou Holtz whiskey. It's played like a champion. It's what?
Putts.
There's a Lou Holtz whiskey?
God, I hope
this is all news to me, man. 1/4 of the barrel.
Comes the lisp.
I feel like Travis knows a lot of stuff.
Oh, he's full of shit, all right.
Well, here's the thing. He could be totally full of shit. I'm not sure. Like, he says stuff, and I'm like, that sounds interesting. He knows what he's talking about.
He's legit. I just give him.
But then I'll get memes from him, and I'll think, hey, he's full of shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Travis Robinson, pivot an enigma. Several different finishes, only 2 so far. I know in the state. Thomas, I saw one down. I think it was Harper, something or other. One of the places down here in Metro Detroit had one out on their site today. Travis says he is 100% full of shit. No, 100% something. I don't know.
That's right.
He probably is full of shit.
What's up, Thomas?
What's going on, Richie Z? Travis is my chat. You know, that's a good analogy. Actually, he knows a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of input. I don't know. You know, again, a lot of it could be accurate and right on point. A lot of it could be bullshit. I don't know, but he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And you know, if confidence is half the game, then shit, I'm on board. Cheers, Travis.
Do you like B?
Yes, I do. And I got sidetracked again. So let's. I finished the Marty. I finished the sample,
Okay.
so I liked it obviously.
Okay.
So the last one on the agenda here is going to be C.
Yep.
And again, color very similar to all the rest of them except for A, which was a little lighter. Okay, so C.
Dude's almost cloudy.
You know, a lot of oak on C.
Yep.
Here we go.
This one's a cooked sugar bomb for me.
I am 100% full of crap. Okay. All right. So
yes, please. Yes.
I
love it. He sends me the greatest shit.
I get his like random things on Instagram.
Yeah, he sends us good stuff. He's usually always right except for his love for Blanton's and Amburon.
All right, so it could be that my my nose is a little fried, but I'm having a hard time picking up any distinct notes on the nose on C.
I think it's got loads of cooked sugars.
If there's anything there that I'm getting, it's where it's like almost like a lemon meringue or like a coconut cream.
I could see a vanilla cream cake, but I could also see vanilla cream cake.
Coconut or lemon meringue is what I'm getting.
There you go.
But it's subtle. It's not overpowering. Travis says Whiskey knows he'll be getting a tracking number. There you go. All right,
oh,
Travis.
Sweet. Thanks, buddy. That's for my wife.
Hand delivery. Greg McDonald, having been through the 1977 Johnstown flood, it'll be months before the mildew mud smell is gone. Yeah, you know what? Unfortunately, that tracks. They'll need to inspect the water. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to unpack all of the impact of what this flood has done. I mean, if you've seen any of these pictures from Buffalo Trace or some from like Glens Creek, is that what it is? Glens Creek, Marty?
I think.
I mean, we're talking like 2 to 3 feet of standing water. And
that didn't just recede; it stayed.
Yeah, water just fucks shit up. You know, if you've owned a house and you've had your basement back up at some point, you know what I'm talking about. You got mold remediation. You've got like damage to your structure. It's a fucking mess. Jay Mattingly. You know, every time I see somebody mention Jay Mattingly, all I think about is Donnie Baseball.
Damn right, my man.
You know, 145 RBIs in 1985?
7 grand slams in 80.
I think 85, 86. And you know what? He never hit another one.
No, he only hit one before, or maybe.
Yep. That year, anomaly. Baseball's funny. My aunt and uncle lost their whole lower level in Scranton in 77 from that flood. Yeah, dude, floods are a bitch, man. Is Gary Franchi in here?
Gary here? Did I miss? There he is. Cheers, franchise.
I would have been here sooner, but apparently I was asleep. Gary, what do you got? Narcolepsy?
What buddy? I gotta get Gary.
All right, so C, yeah, this is this one is off profile, Marty. This is, like I said, I'm getting like coconut cream pie or like lemon meringue or something.
Is it hot?
It doesn't smell like it, but I haven't tasted it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting a little nose hair is doing a little something up there.
I love this one too, man. I just
Okay, so yeah, now that you mentioned this one's a little hotter.
yeah.
Boy, there's an interesting note on the finish. I'm trying to figure out how I want to describe it. It's like bitter chocolate or something, like dark chocolate.
When I first got this bottle, it was marshmallow, but I don't think it's that anymore. I think it's kind of changed a little bit.
But there's maybe some campfire vibes that I'm getting, but it's not marshmallow. Like maybe it's a barrel char.
Yeah, you're gonna get a char.
Yeah, I think I'm getting like some real good barrel char. Like,
Toffee.
Some dark chocolate, maybe toffee. Now that you mention it,
yeah,
maybe I'm coming around to thinking like in my head, maybe it's kind of like a s'mores type of vibe.
So maybe it's a charred oak toffee. Yeah, I agree.
S'mores, that char is yeah, it definitely comes to the forefront. It definitely is. It's hitting you. It's letting you know that it's there. That barrel char for sure. Okay. What does this mean? Gary is to Arnold as I am to DeVito.
Here's to Arnold as I am to DeVito.
I don't know what that means, but it's funny to me.
I feel like I should, but let us know because we want to laugh. We want to get it.
Randall Erickson said, "Great, Gary is hibernating. It's spring now." Yeah, I think he's probably emerging from his
twins.
cocoon.
Okay.
Oh wow, yeah, that is it's heavy. Marty, see?
Yeah, this one's a banger, dude.
Like it's heavy on the palate, like on the back end of the palate. It's like, yeah, it feels substantial. Like it's got some proof. It's not necessarily hot, but I'm guessing there's a good bit of proof there to kind of give it.
It's barrel proof. I'll tell you that for sure. I'm sure you can taste that.
Yeah, it is. It's got some weight.
Let me ask you this: could you age state that one? Because I tried in a blind and I was nowhere on the planet. I just see what you think.
I'm gonna guess it's surprisingly young, like 6 to 7, maybe 6 to 8. It almost hits me like a Smoke Eye Hill. You say 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean it doesn't surprise me. Like some of these bourbons, like a Smoke Eye Hill. I mean, it hits real hard and heavy, and it's not particularly old. Yeah, that now that I'm talking about it, it's almost like bringing me back to like Smoke Eye Hill.
You know what? Because I'm so proud of you, I can't stand it. You needed a good bottle guess, and you nailed it, dude. You did well. You talked your way straight through it. You didn't overage it. The proof you said was going to be up there, and that's kind of what we did. And I didn't burn you out early.
Is it that high? Is it that 130-ish proof?
This is the 134 too.
And that is just good. It is. It just feels substantial. You know what I mean?
I like it a lot.
You got a few of those, eh?
Well, no, I bought one.
I just got the one.
Christmas gifts.
I got the one last year after I think it was after Minnick mentioned how much he liked it.
Yeah.
And so I saw it on a website. I think it was like that lovescotch.com, and got a bottle, and it was like $80 or something. And boy, it's a damn good bottle. So I know that there's been a few other batches since then. I don't know if they've been better or worse or what have you, but Smoke Eye Hill, I mean, that barrel proof stuff, don't sleep on it, man.
Yeah, it's 5-year MGP blue corn. That's what everybody's got to remember.
The blue corn. That's what it is. That's what gives it that nuance, right?
Yep. that's what you were trying to. You said it's got something different. You're trying to pick it out, and then when we hit the toffee notes on it, that to me is where that kind of came through with the blue corn. It's all MGP.
Well, is it MGP or is it contract distilled at MGP? Like it's their particular
barrel
blue
aged
corn
in
mash bill
Colorado
or whatever.
Springs. That's the thing. Yeah.
Say that again.
It's barrel aged in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Right. So walk me through this. What it is Smoky Hill has their
Lawrenceburg,
mash
Indiana.
bill, which includes the blue corn. They have MGP contract distill it.
Yep.
And then they bring it back out to Colorado and age it, right?
Yep.
And at least that's what made sense to me. Whatever it is, I mean, it's a hell of a product, and it's not particularly expensive.
No, it's 85 bucks.
Yeah, I mean, if you buy it online, yeah, you got to pay for shipping, so you got to figure that into the equation. But if you can find this in your, I think particularly it's in the western part of the U.S. If you can find it on a shelf, grab that. If you can't, and you don't mind paying the shipping, it's worth it. It's going to give you a different experience, right, Marty? I mean, it as a whiskey nerd, isn't that what we're looking for? Something unique, good, different, that kind of like expands your horizons a little bit. Top Jimmy, love Smoky Hill. Watch the corks though. They've had cork. No, Jimmy, I'll tell you this. The one that I've got, the cork is heavier than fuck. I mean, it weighs like a pound.
It's gone. It broke. This is an old ale cork. This is an old ale cork.
Broke, like you mean the cork broke off, or of the top of it, or what?
The top, the very top, you can't see because it's metal.
Yeah, it weighs a
weight. So if you're not careful and don't pull straight up, you do any torque to it, or give it some torsion, it'll rip it right off the damn cork top. Oh, yeah, it didn't take long for me to rip it off.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the cork issues that I see, Jimmy says this. Jimmy says corks break or are loose in the bottle. I can kind of move this. I can wiggle it and hear the metallic, hitting the side of the glass, and it comes right out. I mean, it's a heavy cork. I mean, if I threw this at you and I hit you,
yeah, I'd go down
and fucking hurt you, right?
Yeah, I'd go down.
Yeah, it does kind of wiggle a little bit, so I can see what you're getting at, but yeah, it's a hell of a pour. Replaced my smoke ice stopper with a 1792. Okay, so yeah, I mean that tracks. I mean, when you guys kill bottles, do you save the corks? I mean, I usually do just for the hell of it. And sometimes corks will break in the bottle or whatever.
I'll do it. What I'll do, Tom, is what I like this one. The old elk cork is a big fat cork. I've got a drawer downstairs. Well, it's in my wife's bar that I've got a little box. And if I kill a bottle, I'll go in there and see if I've got one like it. And if I don't, I'll save it. And if I already got one that size, I'll throw it away. Just so I have some for this very reason.
Yep, exactly. It happens. And I don't know who it was, but I've got a Knob Creek bottle, and like those cork, with the wax and the corks and shit, like the thing broke off, and I've got like an Old Forester cap on it. And I was watching somebody else. I don't know if it was you or some other channel, but same thing happened to them, and they had the exact same Old Forester cork in the Knob Creek bottle.
Anytime you get a wax, my suggestion is, I don't know if it was Ethan, somebody told me this, and I've done it ever since. Of course, I'm a cigar smoker during the summer and winter, whatever. But if you get a big wax cork or a waxed top, take your cigar lighter and just go around it real slow once or twice. Just let it get good and warm before you try to take that wax off. And that'll loosen the pulley or whatever, the strap, and it makes a world of difference. Just gas it up a little bit and let it cool for just a second, then go after it, or take your knife and open it. It's perfect.
Yeah, I just don't have the patience. I just get right.
Yeah, I
into
know.
it.
You got to get into it. All right, let's move on. Then we'll get this giveaway.
All right.
Tyler,
So yeah,
Tyler's itching.
do you want to do let's do the we're gonna do the giveaways and then do the reveal, Marty?
Whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do the reveal then?
All right,
we'll
let's do this. I want to do two things. What was your favorite to least favorite? Now that you know one, it doesn't matter. You still know how they taste.
I'll tell you what. I did enjoy them all. There wasn't any that I was like, "Oh, this is terrible," or "I don't like this." I liked them all.
Okay.
Boy. All right. So if I'm going to guess my least favorite, I'm probably going to say D.
Okay.
Boy, the rest of these were all really close, Marty.
Well, then you don't have to do it. That's okay.
You know what?
I did it because I think you'd like it.
You're real tight for me.
Screw it. Bring the wheel up. We'll spin, and then we'll talk about we'll do the reveal after.
All right. Ty, you good, buddy?
He's got it ready. He's put it in private.
Oh, look at this guy. He's on top of stuff. All right. Why don't you hit shuffle? What? A couple times?
7 times.
7 times. There you go. Hit shuffle 7 times, Tyler. Let me know when you're ready, buddy.
Let her rip. Tater chip.
Yeah, he's giving me a thumbs up. Okay, so go ahead and spin it. All right, so we're going to do this 3 times, and the winners are all going to get samples of the 2 EverNorth.
Yes.
So we've got Cindy Larkin.
That's Trey's wife. That's awesome. Trey's got a birthday coming up. That's fantastic.
All right. Okay. Excellent. All right. Trey Larkin, or so Cindy Larkin.
It's same address.
All right.
And if Corvette Trey says just send it to him, ignore it.
Well,
you ready?
Yeah, go for it, Ty.
I'll be damned.
You
know what? Trey. Hey, listen, no shit. Send both of those to the same. Send them both to Cindy or Trey.
There's Trey Larkin and then there's Corvette Trey.
Don't get me started, right? Nope, we don't have enough time to get me started on that bullshit. So, but I'm just saying, you can either send it to Corvette Trey if you've got his address, or Cindy and Trey Larkin, and we'll talk about that later.
All right, so we got one more.
That's freaking awesome. Randall E.
I'll tell you what, Randall came.
That's awesome. Randall and Roger.
Randall was the first one here in chat tonight. So cheers to you, Randall. Randall and Cindy Larkin, send me an email at thebourbonjerk@gmail.com. Hit me up with your
you've got Corvette
mailing
address, don't you?
I've got Corvette Trey's address already. I know that he's won before, and I think
send him both sets. Send him his and Cindy's. They're best friends. They see each other all the time. It'll save you.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. If you disagree with Marty,
yeah, no, I mean he'll
then send me an email at thebourbonjerk@gmail.com with your contact information so I can get these out to you. But I've got Cindy Larkin as the first winner, Corvette Trey as the second, and Randall as the third. So
Tracy's asking Corvette Trey mine, that will work.
Yeah.
We'll do it that way.
I'm telling you, there's some shenanigans here.
Oh, yeah. Listen, them two,
hit me up and we'll make sure we get these out to you. You guys are not going to be disappointed in either of these. I think the Night Stalker 4 is exceptional, and the Ambrosia is good and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I think these are going to be some interesting samples for you guys to pour up. So let's do the reveal here, Marty. So my least favorite was
D.
Tell me what D was.
D was, what'd you say the proof was?
I guess between 110 and 114.
The proof was 120.2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
K. Luke batch 10.
10. Okay.
10.
Now,
I didn't
I
have
know
the
I
11
had
yet.
that.
I didn't have the 11 yet, so I gave you the most recent one I had.
You know, I had the 10, and I thought that I remember thinking it was pretty good. I want to say I won a sample on Dusty Dan's stream, and again, I thought it was decent.
Yeah,
But
every
these
one of these
four,
are
I think that was my least favorite.
Yeah, they're all 10-barrel blends. That, the toasted, and the rye, and yeah, so he's getting very, very good at it. 11 was fantastic. I haven't bought it yet. I still got a little bit of the sample yet. I need to get that done. Okay, what's your next one you want to talk about?
Jeez. So C, we know it was the
Smoke Eye
Hill, and I really like that. Geez. All right, why don't we go to A? Now, A was the one that was the lightest in color, so I'm probably thinking that's the lowest in proof, between 100 and 110. And that was the one that reminded me of like the Hostess vanilla custard, like hand pie. I don't know that that's what we called it when we were kids, but you know what I'm talking about.
So the proof is 125.9.
Jesus Christ. That's a stag?
23C. Yep.
Which one is that?
23C. Top Jimmy.
Wow. So that does not drink that proof.
No, it don't.
And that, you know, and I like to bag on Buffalo Trace, but that is a good bourbon, man.
I kept waiting for you to start throwing out the orange, some grape, and because I was throwing out fruit notes, and you're like, I'm just not getting it. And
no, I was.
It may not be. I haven't had it in a while.
Custard. That was the heavy note for me. Was the vanilla custard in
yeah, I get. Yeah, I can see that all day. Then that barrel kicks in. Then the proof will kind of make you get the spice.
Yeah, those are always good. Those are always really good.
Yeah,
and you know, to this day, I've not seen one on a shelf at or near MSRP here in Michigan.
Back in the day, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I used to get them for $52.
Shit. Yeah,
and I think the oldest one I've got is batch 12. So,
all right. Cheers, Northwest Bourbon.
Yeah, man.
Everyone,
there he is.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out.
Good.
Yeah, that was good. That's so 23C. Yeah, that's a banger, man.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've shared that with several in blinds.
All right, so the Stag 23C is on par with the Smoke Eye Hill. And which batch was that? When you said that was the one that
23C, or the Smoke Eye Hill is batch 2.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps you at all. I think it is, because it's the first proof was 131, and this one's 134 on the Smoke Eye Hill. So I think I've got batch 2. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I wanted to see how those shook out, like proof wise. So B again was like right in that range.
B's my favorite.
I guess 110, so I'm guessing it's higher. And that was, to me, the one that was like confectionery sugar, vanilla.
Yes, it's my favorite of all these.
All right, tell me what that one is. That's that Pride of Indiana, huh?
Yes. Have I not sent you this before?
Nope.
That's when I said I think you've had this.
No. I had not had that one before. I know you've mentioned it, and there was at least one other channel. I think it was Dusty Dan.
That's he put it in my blind.
That
I called old Carter all day on this thing because I knew he had them, and he's like, "Dude, you're gonna flip out when I show you." And he showed me, and then we were still talking like we are now, and he says, "Man, they're still on seal box."
Yeah, that's good, dude.
This is batch 125.5.
All right. So the last time I swear I was overestimating proof. This time I was way underestimating proof. So you know what that means, right? So Marty, you know what that means, right? So when I stand up, I'm gonna have some issues.
Yeah. We'll be sure we cut everything off where you get up and check the plumbing and do the push-ups you do before you go to bed. But no, I thought this one might show up darker than a couple.
It didn't.
Yeah,
but you know what? The other ones were really dark, so I think they kind of canceled each other out.
So the one you get them in the glass.
That was the one that so the Stag was, to me, the one that was lightest in color. The B, C, and D all kind of were about the same.
You know what, Tom? We were talking about those wax tops. This is
Yeah.
one. This is one I did with the lighter. You can see how I had to cut it with a knife to get
You
it
know,
to
the
pop.
ones that kill me, Marty, are the Knob Creek.
Oh, the fall apart.
And, you know, I'm like, you know, cutting it and I'm unwrapping it. And like I got a fucking mess of wax on my bar. So here's a question. Josh Fritz, what is the Pride of Indiana? So tell us what that is.
MGP, I guess, from what I remember. Distilled in Indiana. There you go. Bottled by Manifest Distilling out of Jacksonville, Florida. Manifest does a lot of bottles. I think they do copper and cask. I think if Sugar Kitty's here or Travis, maybe even, I don't know. Guys, help me out. I can't remember, but this is some of that Florida juice that they sit down there. But yeah, it's distilled in Indiana, so it's MGP. So Pride of Indiana. It's a 10-year whiskey, straight American whiskey. And this is batch 1. This is a seal box bottle. So this is like, you know, seal box 10, 8, 15. But yeah, Dan threw that in that blind for me. And when he told me what it was.
That must have been the stream where I heard about it was Dan's.
Now it's pricey. It's a $1.79.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. It's not cheap. But you're talking, you know, well, 10 years, it's still expensive. 10-year American. But it's 21% MGP. What else is it?
Yeah, what's the other? What's the rest, Travis? Come on, buddy.
It says Indiana. Come on, dipshit. You know better. Let's go.
All right, so Northwest Bourbon says we're going to be reviewing Dave Edwards' own Old Line tonight. If you're up late, stop by for a drink. Northwest Bourbon, where are you exactly?
He's Northwest.
Well, obviously, I mean,
I was just gonna say if anybody else was gonna say it. Top Jimmy, 125.
I mean, Marty, I could have that much. I could have figured, but where exactly are you in? Like Seattle or what? Are you California? Where are you at? Northwest. What's the proof on? Yeah, so it's a hitter.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That then Smoke Eye Hill would probably be second, and then because the thing. Well, you know what though. When I told you to start with D, I thought that proof was 118. I forgot 10 is 120. So but I still started with the lowest proof because I didn't want to burn you out early because these babies became hot.
Yeah, those were all kind of hot.
Yeah,
they didn't drink hot, but the proof points on all of them were, you know, obviously towards the higher end of the scale. North at 21 PST. Where are you at, dude? Fort Lewis. All right. So for a civilian like me, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
That's all right. So I know that we want people that want to, or we have people that want to check you out. So tell us where you're at. I mean, I follow your channel. I know that when you stream, you're usually up past my bedtime, but
yeah, I watch Mark on
the that's not saying much. I'm an old dude, man.
It's 15-year light, yeah, and 21% rye MGP 10-year bourbon.
That's the Pride of Indiana?
Yeah, it's a 15-year light whiskey and 21% rye MGP 10-year bourbon.
All right, there we go. Northwest Bourbon is in Fort Lewis, south of Seattle. So check him out. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, Northwest.
Yeah, man. Good dude. Hey,
always like hanging out with our vets. We
got, 10 minutes before it's 9:30. Do you want to do a little taste of this rose water, or do you think you burned out?
Yeah, why not? No, the rose water, why that's a good finisher, Marty, is it's a low-proof bourbon.
Yeah, it's this here, guys. It's a 5-year, 86 proofer from Larrikin. I can't ever get it right.
That was Larrikin, but
yeah, that's it.
I could be wrong.
Do you have the paper with this? I don't know what I did.
You know what I did, but I think I tossed it.
I think I accidentally did.
So there's Jeff Wack. We were just
The
talking about
Waxter. Congratulations, Jeff.
Yeah, good showing on the blend again, buddy. Both you and your buddy Darrell has really upped your game. You tried the soft turns, finished phenomenal. So yeah, so if you remember, what was it, about a month ago, Marty? We did our stream with
Yep.
Was it
Greg?
About a month ago with Greg?
Yeah.
And a couple of weeks later, these showed up on our doorsteps, right?
Yeah,
because we talked about it with him, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys got to try this." And so, first of all, I mean, was that a cool dude or what?
Man, I just kind of, when we started that stream and he didn't have it on his calendar, I just kind of wrote it off that me and you were going to hang out and drink. And
yeah, and that was fine. We were getting through them, and then all of a
go
sudden,
we were doing the samples. Right. I still got them right there. I got to get Ed Williams's out soon, but yeah, we went through them and enjoyed them. And then Top Jimmy, we started talking that, he's close, and then we started talking bottles, and then Chris Tats is in the text or in the chat, Tats Master, as I call him. And he's like, "Hey man," he goes, "Where's Greg?" And I was like, "I don't know, man." He goes, "I'll text him." And anyway, long story short, guys, he got him on. He texted him. He goes, "The guys are on. Send me the link." So I sent it to Tats. Tats sent it to Greg. Greg jumped on. Me and Tom had been on for what, an hour and 10 minutes?
About that, a bit a minute.
I think we went 3.5 hours.
I was thinking it was just going to be you and I getting through the Larkin stuff. That was fine.
Yeah.
And then we were able to lasso Greg in. And boy, what an interesting dude.
What a great ambassador for this whiskey too. I mean, just he's
like
like
cool
Tom
guy.
Marley.
We had a blast hanging out with him and talking about his brand and just whiskey in general. So yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, just took like a wild turn, right? And then he was talking about this particular blend.
It's for the Kentucky Derby.
And dude, I know I read
he
this.
Said something.
I don't know if Top Dog is still in here, but
he's on the phone with family.
It says rose water, and what it is they took their barrels. Like
Tom, let me go look
barrels.
one spot. Let me go look. I may know where it's at. Let me keep talking.
Right, okay. All right. So I'm probably talking out my ass here.
No, you're right.
But they took some empty barrels and they filled them with rose water and, water and rose petal. I'm probably wrong. I don't know. Roger Reese, Trey Larkin, I'm heading down there next month. We'll be interested in what you think. I'd love to visit there. Where's that? Let's see. Greg was Larkin, I'll tell you what, if I'm down in that area and trying to figure out which distilleries to hit, I'm going to hit that one. One, because I think that it's an interesting concept, what Greg is doing. Two, because all of the whiskey that we tried as far as samples and stuff like that to try, it was all really good. It just looks like a cool place to hang out. So I would check that place out if I'm down in that particular area. I got the PGA Elijah Craig, not bad at all. Now, William, is that the higher proof or is that the 94 proof? And if it's the lower proof, let me know what you think. Roger Reese Larkin, yeah. So if I'm down there, I would definitely check that place out. We are visiting in mid-July. We'll let you know if we don't get there first. Just give me a shout out when you're down. When I'm down in Lexington, Jimmy. For sure. I know we're going to be making a trip down to Kentucky, at least one trip in September, if not sooner. So I will definitely keep that in mind. There you go, Marty. I probably tossed that. So why don't you read that, because I know I'm wrong.
Okay. Let me get down here to where it matters. Introducing Larkin Rosewater Bourbon, we start with an emptied single barrel that we transform by filling with dried rose petals.
Okay.
And rose concentrate for a couple of
Okay.
weeks, allowing the wood to absorb their delicate floral notes.
Okay,
Once
so
emptied,
they got an empty barrel and they put
Yep.
in some rose petals, fill it with
Yep.
water, right? Does that
filling
sound
with
right?
dried rose petals and rose concentrate, whatever that is.
Yeah, he might be losing me there. I just assume that's water.
For a couple of weeks, allowing the wood to absorb those delicate floral notes. Once empty, we fill the infused barrel with Kentucky Straight
Mhm.
bourbon and let it rest, tasting regularly until the perfect balance is achieved. The result is a uniquely floral 86 proof bourbon with notes of brown sugar, black cherry, subtle hints of leather, not overly perfumed, but delicately balanced. This limited release captures the essence of the experimental spirit, a bourbon that blooms in your glass. That's sufficient to those that appreciate whiskey with character. So,
Rose butter is the thing. There you go, Richie. Yeah, I mean, apparently it is. I mean, and what I think it said in there, not overly perfumed,
right.
but when I smell it, I do kind of smell like a rosy type perfume. So I don't know if it's overly perfumed, but it is somehow perfumed. It's not bad. I mean, don't get me wrong.
No, it's not. It's got a great nose. It's almost got a spice.
I don't get a spice. I get like a sweet floral note. Yeah, you do the smell the arm to reset thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Okay, so
I don't know on the palate, man.
This is light, and I mean, think about it in terms of what we've been sipping through. This is an 86 proofer, so everything else has been like in the 120s. So it is hitting light.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I mean, that's what you kind of want to start out with, perhaps, maybe not end your night with, but if you want to start your night with something that's interesting, it's got some interesting notes on the nose, some interesting notes on the palate. I mean,
yeah, 86 proof.
It.
No, it's good. I don't know what his price is on it or when it's available. It may be up on the website. Yeah, it's very delicate.
Yeah, I mean it's an 86 proofer. I'm trying to think of something that's that proof point that you would compare it to.
Well, I Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey, so it's basically just whiskey that would come in at
there's like an Evan Williams single barrel that comes to mind that's a nice lower proof whiskey, and this is that too. I mean, it's not. If I was going to put this in the flight that we had with Larkin, it's probably not going to be my favorite.
Oh no, I still think that.
I have a problem with it, but it's not my favorite.
What was the rye we loved?
That was the Alberta
or whatever.
All right, so Richie says 86 proof as many scotches. Yeah, absolutely right, man. So, if you are a newer whiskey drinker, then this might be something that makes sense.
What's up, Giselles?
Jonathan, what's going on, dude?
I get a little, and it's probably from that floral note, but I'm getting a little earthy kick now.
I get like,
but we're shot.
I get floral and citrus. It's got some nice flavors and a nice note on the nose. So, but again, for 86 proof, I mean, what are we really getting into, right? I mean,
yeah, no, it's good. It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Exactly.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No, nothing wrong with it. But is it my favorite offering from Larkin?
No. I still think it.
Is it interesting and different? I think when we were talking to Greg, it was something that sounded interesting and different. And I think it's that, Marty, but does that necessarily translate into something that I need to have?
That is fantastic.
Yeah, the bottle on the bottom was really good. I think our favorite was that
Rye.
the Canadian rye that was finished in the is it cognac?
Cognac. Is it cognac
Yeah.
or Armagnac? One of
I think
them.
it was cognac. It was good. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, that was a hitter.
Yeah. So,
But you had the bottled and bond, and I didn't.
Oh, but you've got the bottle.
Well, that's because I reached out, and my main man, Top Jimmy, went down there.
Yeah, that's
I went 100% off what you said, though, because I had a choice, and I said I want that bottled and bond 8-year because I want to put it against this, the Heaven Hill bottled and bond.
So did you do that? Did you put it against that?
Not yet. No? I'm going to. That's a video I'm going to work on.
Now, to me, I like that Heaven Hill bottle and bond, but it drinks
lighter,
very average.
I like it. Yeah, for me, best sub 90 proof.
There's nothing objectionable, but there's nothing to write home about on that one either. It drinks about what it is, like a $50 bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Nice traditional bourbon notes, but like nothing that's going to make you write home. Jonathan sells, for me, best 90 proofers, Michter's American Whiskey, and Evan Williams Single Barrel. Yeah, I mean, I think this, to me, reminds me of that Evan Williams Single Barrel. Jonathan, at like that 86 or 84 proof point.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've had that Michter's American, if I'm being honest. Heaven Hill bottle. Yeah. So Richie, what do you think about the Heaven Hill bottle and bond? I mean, is it something that, does it do anything for you other than it's just your average bourbon? You know what I mean?
I tell you this: the Heaven Hill bottle and bond is, for me, it's spicy. It's a pepper finish.
See, I don't get any of that. No. I just got like a straight up like vanilla caramel average.
I do. I think it's viscous a little bit. I love it. That's what if you send me a blind and we're getting ready to do it, that's my neutral pour. That's why that bottle's sitting right there.
All right. So here's what I'm interested in, Marty, is apparently that's a single barrel now. So stores or groups or whatever
can do a single barrel pick of it. Yeah,
you can get like the single barrel bottle and bond or single barrel Heaven Hill 7-year, whatever it is. I'm interested to see how those shake out.
Dude, I want to do a Rittenhouse pick at Heaven Hill so bad I can't stand it.
Jonathan says, honestly, next time you're coming off being sick and you're drinking low proof, get a bottle of the Michter's American at 35. Is it $35?
I've got it right there. I love it. He's right.
You know what? I will not thumb my nose at a $35 bottle that somebody recommends, Jonathan. So I have to pick that up.
It says 2023. That's the 2023 bottle.
It's my second one. Their one's pretty good. The one from years ago, I wasn't too impressed with. Yeah, Richie, I think I picked one up when they first put that out, and it was just okay. Like, it wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was just like kind of average. It was about like your average bourbon. Like, if you're gonna put like
I agree, Rich.
It wasn't hot. It wasn't light. It was just in the middle. It didn't have wasn't over the top improved. It wasn't underproof. It was just perfectly average.
Richie, I'll tell you something to your point there. It's like maybe my next time I'm going to pour the Larkin bottle and bond because Heaven Hill and Turkey on some of that stuff will kind of run together on me. And that Larkin bottle and bond is so different. It's I think Tom will remember, it had such a great spicy finish for it to be 100 proof. So I may sub that one in next time just to see how it does. Well, anyway, I'm going to blind them, so we'll see what wins in that.
So fairly basic but good. This one has a light cherry and orange peel and a good mouth. Okay, so that sounds interesting, Richie. I don't know that I got any of those on the ones that I tried, but yeah, I mean,
I still got stag left.
Those are some interesting notes, and if I got one that had those notes, I think it was pretty good too. Evan Williams bottle of the bond is $16. What? I don't think I can get anything for $16 here. except for like, I don't know, Jim Beam, white label.
They just got the green label back in North Carolina.
All right,
Evan
so
Williams.
Jonathan says they have the Found North Batch 11, the one that YouTubers have been going gaga about. 165. My local got 2 cases. All right, so I
don't know
shot
when
a
the
video.
Found
So
North-
Jonathan, spoiler alert. I shot a video last week, and this is the Found North Batch 11. It's okay. It's good. I mean, I can tell you it's bad. But I tried it against my favorite batch Found North, which was, I think, 7. And the 7 just fucking kills it. So take that for what it's worth. I'll have a video coming out soon. We shot it. We just haven't edited it. So you see that in the next week or so. But the Found North Batch 11 is not as good as some of the other ones, in my opinion. I really like the Hoverhawk. I really like the Peregrine, whatever the most recent one besides that one. But the Batch 11, it's good, but it's not as good as like some of the prior releases. So is it worth $165? No. Join the Circle of Jerks.
Yeah, how's Patreon going? Are you growing a little bit?
Check it out, man. Hey, Jonathan, we do bottle giveaways every month.
Yeah.
If you're in any tier, you're entered. Obviously, if you're in the higher tiers, you have a better chance of winning. But even if you're in the dollar tier, you got a chance to win. Let's see. Who else we got here? Thomas Anderson. Started off the night with a mellow corn. I got your mellow corn. What did you do that mellow corn in, Marty?
French oak.
Amarana or something?
French oak.
French oak.
That's it right here. Look at the color of that. That's mellow corn finished with French oak staves.
There you
go. God, it's good.
Peregrine was, yeah, you know, my favorite of the Found North 3 batches that they released this year, Jonathan. 1, I like the Hoverhawk the best. 2nd, the Peregrine. 3rd, and probably a distant 3rd, was the Batch 11. Are they all good? Yeah, I mean, this is all older stock. It's really good stuff, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong, but if you want to get down to it, which is the best of their releases, to me, it was the Hoverhawk. Yeah, so Thomas Anderson, tonight's full of synchronicities. That might be my next. What's that, Richie? Wait, we're kind of really going longer here, Marty. I mean, not like we got anything else to do, but
I'm fine. It's piss pouring here, so there won't be nothing to do at work tomorrow.
Yeah, I got. You know what? Friday. By the time I get to Thursday night, man, it's just like, you know, Friday morning, I really don't have much going on.
Good.
Made it through my gauntlet. I'm happy to unwind a little bit, hang out. Grabbed one.
You know what? You want to pour that?
What you grab, Jonathan? Tell me what you think.
He grabbed one of those for somebody else. That bottle that you said it was not as good as the
11. Yeah, dude, you got to win the lottery and all of these things, and that kind of cheeses me off. I mean, I'm happy to get their their media samples to try these, but I entered the lottery for Hoverhawk, didn't get it. Entered the lottery for Peregrine, didn't get it. I did not bother entering the Batch 11 because I didn't think it was as good as the other 2. So whatever, you know.
I didn't even try.
Yeah. I mean, as far as what it is, I mean, it's got some high age stuff. I mean, it's 18 on up. I think it's like 18 to like 24 as far as what is in it. Let's see.
It was here.
No,
but I didn't
dude.
buy it.
You know what? I've heard a lot about this 17-year-old light whiskey.
It was here, but I
Um,
didn't buy it. I bought this instead. And I love this bottle, but a lot of people say I'm crazy. But it's the double oaked rye single barrel, and it's a pick. So you can see the color of that. This thing's phenomenal.
Yeah,
The
now
ABC
I
store
can get
down the
that
street
bottle
had it.
here, Marty. But if I want that bottle here local, it's on the shelves for
Yeah,
about
you told me. I thought. Yeah, I did talk to you about it. Yeah,
yeah. So it's a pricey bottle. Is it that good?
I think it's fantastic.
It looks
I
dark.
went back to try to get Greg McDonald this or the toasted, and they were gone.
I
Unfortunately,
love the Peerless Double Oaked, but the Double Oaked Rye. I mean I don't understand
this
why
thing's
it's
sick.
$20 to $30 higher, but it is. Didn't think they could ship to Michigan. Which one are you referring to, Josh? Oh, you're talking about Found North? Josh, if I want to Found North, through Found North, you got to put somebody out of state as your proxy. Otherwise, they do occasionally have bottles on shared pour, which does ship to Michigan. That's where I've gotten them in the past. But yeah, didn't think they could ship to Michigan. Yeah, if you enter the lottery, they tell you that they don't.
It's good, Rich. It's very fruit forward. It's
Really?
bubblegummy. I went down there tonight and tried to do it again. I said, check in the back. And he also had the toasted bourbon. I don't, but you ever had one of those nights where you're just going to the liquor store and by God, you're buying something? that was the mission I was on.
And money's burning a hole in your pocket?
They had Stellum bourbon. I can't remember the name that started with an L for $19.
Oh shit!
But I didn't buy it. He's got like 30 of them on the shelf, and I was like, okay.
I
bought
think
mine in Wisconsin.
Was Stellum the offshoot of Barrel or something?
It was, but I can't remember. Was it Barrel?
It might have been. I think
remember.
They kind of we just went away.
If anybody wants it, I'll go get it.
Yeah, Stellum just did not sell here.
It didn't here either. And a lot of Penelopes are still sitting. Not the great ones. Not the one like the sample I gave you. You did the short on the
Estate, the 9-year. I thought was really good.
That one's fantastic, man.
What I did not care for was the Havana.
It was here too. I didn't buy it. It was that the one honey finished?
No,
is that Rio?
That Rio was honey and amberana.
Yeah, I did not for me.
The Havana is the I think it's maple and rum.
That's right, Richie.
And it's just sickly sweet. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that it's flying off the shelves here in Michigan, $100, which is way over the MSRP. So there are people that just love the.
I don't get it.
The sweeter, sweeter bourbons or sweeter whiskeys, what have you. So there's a market for it for sure. It's just, I think it's not good.
Yeah,
that's just me. Whatever. What do I know? I'm just some fucking jerk on the internet. What do I know?
No kidding, aren't we all? I picked up 2 each of barrel strength Stellum bourbons and rye bottles for $29.
All right, so for $29, I mean, you're not going wrong, really, right?
I agree, Richie.
Penelope 9-year, yeah, Richie, that was a really good, right, a right down the middle profile of, just what you want in a bourbon. I think the Penelope 9-year was really good.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and the one that was released as a Penelope 9-year, though? The estate versus the regular 9-year. I don't know. It still is 9-year stock, right?
Well, it's still all MGP, isn't it?
No, either way, they're both good. Sure.
Yeah. Toledo.
All right, so Marty, we got our winners. We did our blind. We had some fun, man. These were all real big hitters.
Tiffany checking
all right,
on you.
that's how I'm doing. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about wrapping up here, dear. How are you?
Yep. Come on down. Help carry him up the steps. No, we're good. I've got your other one ready to go, and it is themed. So
All
I've got that, and you won a blind a couple weeks back, and I've got both
did?
of those in there. I need to get Tom with you off screen and figure out what I need to do for you and Hawk for the competition that we did back in February.
Oh,
Where you did
okay.
the funny symbols and we just had to pick one and it didn't matter.
Yeah, that was just for my game.
Yeah.
And, as far as that goes, what I've done is I've just been doing blinds.
Okay.
I did one with you, one with Scott, one with John from
Dusty.
Gentleman and Whiskey, and then one with Dan.
Yeah.
And different blinds, same exact questions. And you get
So
a score
what I send
from
you
1 to
is
10.
not the same thing I send him.
Yeah, I'll send you different things, but I'm going to ask you the same exact questions.
Okay. So
And then,
your triangle will not be his triangle.
no.
Okay. I got it. I could send you all rye and I could send him all bourbon. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want with
All
it.
right, I
The
got
idea is that I'm sending you guys each blind.
Email me the
And
questions and let me go off those again.
Yeah, the questions are going to be exactly the same to
Yeah.
everybody who participates.
Yeah. Send me the questions.
And the idea is, you get a score from 1 to 10. And right now, I've got 4 of you guys that have done this, and you've got a 6. I think John's got a 5, and then Dan and Scott have a 4.
Okay. Good luck,
So
everybody.
I've got a few more guys coming up on future streams.
All right.
So this should be interesting. So some guys that are maybe outside of the regular loop here that we watch, like obviously we all watch like Dan and but we've got a few that I'm going to bring in that are maybe kind of outside of that scope that should be interesting in future streams. So keep your eyes open.
That's the only way we grow and learn and meet each other.
Exactly. And these aren't people that are new necessarily,
Yep.
but they've got channels that just maybe aren't in
Down,
our
man.
orbit, so to speak.
Hell yeah.
So watch your socials for that. Next stream should be interesting. I've got actually double booked. So
Okay.
that should be interesting. And kind of like what I did with you and Scott. So instead of like saying, I double booked, just screw it. Have you guys both on at the same time, right?
Yeah. So let me throw a plug in real quick. So I was talking to Tom last week. I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the channel with live through the summer. I think what we're going to do is all right. What'd you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's say, Tom's live tonight. Next Thursday, I'll be live on his week off. The next Thursday, Tom's back. And I'll be in chat and, we'll be hanging out. And then the next week I'll be back. So on Thursday nights, you'll have one of us all the time, hopefully. That's the plan.
Yeah. So the idea was that
it's just
Tuesday's a little bit difficult, right?
Yeah, it's just Tuesday sucks. I mean, Tuesday's like almost like a dry out day for me. I don't want to drink on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday if I can. Tuesday just kind of it's just and I work a lot on Tuesday. Thursdays works better. I put a poll out on Patreon and it was like 87% Thursday. So I feel good about it. So that's what we're going to do. So this coming Thursday, I'll be live doing the Wild Turkey 101, the 101 8-year, and the Jimmy Russell 70th in a blind. And just talk with everybody. And I'll probably give away a sample of all of them, just stuff like that. So we're going to go every other Thursday. So
yeah. So I mean, you kind of have to do what works best for you. I mean,
all the time.
You can't worry about like, well, what's everybody else doing? And if you worry about that, you'll never figure out a time that makes sense. Because even now, I mean, I understand that like it's Whiskey Row, but now they're it's at the One Row. He rebranded his channel. Yeah, David and Jamie used to be the Whiskey Row. So they just stream on Thursday nights at like 8:00. So it's a big channel. I get it. I understand. And if I wanted to say, hey, I got to do other time frames to like not step on anybody's toes, I would never find a time frame that works for me.
Sure.
And that's what it comes down to is I just can't do Mondays. I can't do Tuesdays. I can't do. what works for me is, hey, you know what? I can do Thursday nights. I can do it this time. If you want to come and hang out, cool. I get it. You know, we have fun.
Yeah,
If you want
you
to
know,
go to
it's funny.
another
It's funny
channel
because
that like has a bigger following, I get it. I'm sure that's
yeah,
a fun stream too. I've met David and Jamie. They do a fun stream, but this is what works for me. So this is what I'm going to be.
well, you
And
know,
I can
it
only do
seems like
every other.
yeah,
So,
and it's like every Tuesday during the day, I'll text Hawk, "Hey man, you going tonight?" He'll be like, "I don't know." I said, "Well, let me know if you are," and because I know he goes at 8. Well, if he
yeah,
doesn't go at 8, I'd rather go at 8. The later, the better for me because I'm getting home, getting situated. So that got to be a burden. And then I got to thinking about this Thursday thing. And I was like, well, Tom goes every other Thursday. I can take the 2 slots he doesn't, and it'll be great. We've got a continuous month every month of us. So deal
yeah.
with it.
I just think Thursday works
Yeah,
good.
it
And you know
worked for
what? If
us.
you don't want to do every week, you know, whatever, dude.
Yeah, I just no, it becomes too monotonous, and I think it's the same shit over and over. By the time I get to it, somebody's already done it 15 times, so I don't want to do that. I
Yeah,
want to
but
keep
don't
it
sell
open to
yourself
our group
short,
of
man. Everybody
people.
wants to watch you just because it's you.
Yeah,
So,
I just want to have a place for everybody to come and hang out and let's chit chat and have some pours and be a family. Who cares?
exactly.
All right,
That's all.
buddy, let's close it out.
All right, let's shut her down. Everybody who hung out, thanks guys. Thanks for hanging out. Alrighty, thanks for the blind. These were
Yeah, man.
awesome.
Yeah, I've got 3 more coming, so I'll try to get. I plan on getting those out tomorrow. Actually, I've got some stuff here. When we get done, I'm gonna get some boxes together. So thank
So,
you, Richie Z, for all you did
Cindy,
for everybody.
Cindy Larkin, Corvette Trey, and Randall. If you
Randall,
haven't already sent me your contact information, please do. And
thank you,
then
Randall.
you know what, guys? Cheers. Thanks for watching. Stay jerky.
Stay jerky. Love it. Whiskey won't solve all your problems, but give it a shot.